Hello and welcome to the Industrial Kingdom podcast, the manufacturing and agriculture show of the MENAT region. I am Valérie Zakka, the founder of the Industrial Kingdom Consulting Services, offering expert advisory to manufacturers and agricultural organizations around the region. Today, on this new episode, we are very happy to receive Dr. Joelle Nader. Welcome, Joelle.
Likewise.
Dr. Joelle is an industrial process engineer and also she's a Harvard certified in entrepreneurship and innovation, has combining two very complementary words, let's say. So, Joelle, please tell us a bit about yourself, your path, and how you got here.
Okay, thank you, Valérie. I'm a PhD holder in industrial process engineering, and as you have mentioned, I'm into innovation. Yeah. So since I was a child, I used to wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning just to register what I got into my mind, just to innovate.
Wow!
Yeah. So yes, my path. Regarding my path, as you have introduced, I've combined the two aspects: the technical one and the business one. So I'm an assistant professor in operations and production management
at LAU,
at the Lebanese American University. And I work as well with multiple schools. Among those, I have the engineering school, the School of Arts and Sciences, the business school, because nowadays we're fostering interdisciplinarity and teaching in research and projects implementation and so forth. So also I teach the VIP course, which is the vertically integrated project.
I heard about that. Can you tell me more?
Yeah. This is a course, actually, it is interdisciplinary. So we recruit students from different disciplines: engineering, business, arts and sciences, pharmaceutical, etc., etc. And we join forces together so that we can come up with a startup idea. We can come up with innovations. We can come up with a viable product, a viable process that can be commercialized later on. And this way we can link academia with industry. So we start with the latent needs, the pain points that we have in the industrial world, and we try to solve these specific needs through our interdisciplinary task force.
Amazing. So it's a bit like an incubator.
It's a bit like an incubator. We have also at LAU the Industrial Hub. We have the Fuad Azmi Innovation Center, incubation, acceleration, etc. So the ideation phase would take place at the school level, and then we take it further to the next level at the innovation center that we have at LAU.
That's a great model, and I like that you're actually and then you're into engineering and innovation because so you've published many projects, you've done a lot of research, as we will discuss a bit, like a small percentage of your activities because of time restrictions. So you manage to go beyond the research and the development stage to be able to apply and commercialize as well as engage stakeholders. So, and I like that a lot about you. And also, you're a woman in industry
too.
So, which is because how I define myself. So, I think we relate on that also, especially in the Middle East. So, how do you live that in the day-to-day? And is it a plus? Does it have challenges?
Then, and what would you share with our lazy viewers, for example? Don't you find challenges?
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
So yes, unfortunately, because of the culture, I'm not going to focus on the Lebanese culture in the region, all over the world. So yes, there is stereotypes about women working in the engineering field. So they used to tell me, Joelle, you're holding a screwdriver and you're trying to solve a machinery, to design, to conceive a machinery, and then a whole process. And then you go into the fields, you follow up the whole process from the raw material to the end product. So this is so challenging. But then a woman taking leadership positions, this is...
Not anymore, the Ash. But I can see you like in the workshop, let's say with the screwdriver, or even on the field. And mostly it's on the field.
Yeah.
But have you also noticed that sometimes it is a plus if you want data to get done?
Definitely, the work. Yeah, usually people they try to intimidate women, but actually, women who innovate, women can do everything that any man can do, and actually, our achievements show that we can make it. Right? Yes, it's your case as well, right?
But also, it's also good to have the support of some men. I think so sometimes as women, being supported by men who believe in you, who respect you, who also can open doors for you.
This has women ally actually also. We have women allies. Yes, exactly. There are men, yes. And definitely they are supporting because they do believe that we can come up with something, we can reach to the next level. Actually, everything is doable. Yes, yeah.
So you've worked a lot on research and development in the agri-food business. And this week, so today we are filming this on the 14th of October, and this week is the World Food Forum, which is organized by the FAO. And it's a global gathering that brings together young people, innovators, and investors to transform the way we produce and consume food.
Yeah.
And I think it's very relevant that we should be having this discussion with you, with someone like you, since one of the main discussions in the summit is producing more with less. And which brings us to the topic that you've developed a lot of projects on the waste valorization and sustainability. And also your work has gotten you many awards. And as a Lebanese, you got to represent Lebanon on the international stage. Yeah. So if you can share some of these award experiences, and then we can discuss some of the really innovative products you have developed under waste valorization, side stream valorization.
Definitely. So let me start with the awards.
Yes.
Definitely, it's
I'm very sorry to interrupt you. This is how I met Joelle by. I saw the award she got, and for the product, which seems really innovative, and I was so proud. I'm like a woman and developing a product and got an award in Dubai, and that's how I reached out.
Yeah, thank you, Badr. Thank you. So let me start. We've conceived multiple processes. We've conceived multiple products, and fortunately, we've taken the Lebanese. So we've taken Lebanon to the next level, to the global stage. And this is really something so nice whenever you see multiple institutions worldwide. And I'm saying renowned institutions. So back in 2022, for example, we've applied for the VIP Innovation Consortium. So we've won here locally in Lebanon, and then we took it further and we were shortlisted among 44 institutions worldwide. Among those institutions, there were 25 US based.
Wow.
And the Lebanon was the first, our project won the first prize back then. Then in 2024, there were also multiple innovations worldwide applying to Dubai Prototypes for Humanity. And we were chosen again in the other project about waste valorization as well, among the top 100 innovations. So this is really an achievement, not for me, for all the team, for the Lebanese American University and for Lebanon. And this is a proof that women can make it as well.
Yes. So tell us, for example, what was the product that got the award?
Yeah, my students actually they chose the name. They wanted to name it W2W Tech. That refers to waste to wealth.
Yes.
So actually,
that's your name.
Yeah, actually, we're converting the losses from food industry, mainly from breweries and wineries. So in the wineries, we have the grape pomace, the grape pomace that is left over. And most importantly, in the brewery, we have the yeast, the spent yeast. And whether the spent yeast or the pomace, they have multiple compounds that are really very essential in multiple aspects. So what we did actually, we tried to link the food industry to the para-pharma, the cosmetics, the nutraceuticals, and so forth. So this waste that is taken from there, we've designed a whole process to convert it into a byproduct and even a finished product. What type of products? You have like food supplements that are fully loaded with antioxidants, with anti-cancer effect, etc. You have the beta-glucans that are really essential in rejuvenation and wound healing, etc. So this is extracted from the brewery waste, and we've converted into a powder, or we've converted it even in cosmetics, into creams, so we've extracted the good compounds and we've incorporated in formulations.
So is it the pumice alone and the yeast alone, or did you do a combination?
We did a combination, yeah.
A combination or no?
We have separate material from each type of industry. Don't forget that the yeast, you can get it not only from the brewery, you can get it from the vinegar, from the bakeries. So any type of industry that generates yeast will be able to go in bakeries. You have the vinegar production, you have in the winery you use also the yeast.
So for example, you manage also to, is that a way for these industries to get to use their waste instead of disposing it?
Definitely. Actually, they cannot dispose it as, hey, what should they do with it? They cannot. Usually, they sell it as animal feed most of the time. But what we are doing through patented technologies and processes, and now we are filing new patents, where we minimize the energy consumption, because if you want to burn this yeast, you're gonna be consuming up to 5 kilowatt hours per kilogram of material. Whereas in our novel process that we are using, we can reach 0.1 kilowatt hour per kilograms, which is really, when we did the feasibility study, the return on investment was so high, reaching 87%.
But who would develop that? Who would buy this? The actual manufacturers, or you at the center where you would need to process the...
Now we have multiple industries working together. So you have the breweries, the wineries, they are generating the waste that is by-processed. So you have a byproduct. It's going to be sold to the para-pharma, to the cosmetics industries, to the nutraceuticals industries as well, so that they can also take it further to formulate. We have the whole formula till the end, but we are the link between all this supply. Yes, sure, the entities. So yeah,
and I'm sure you're also still maybe refining, or is the formula?
The formula is ready. But we're taking it further now. We're into nano encapsulation. We are into AI integration. So now, for example, I thought I might pop that.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to seek this course. I knew you were going to go into table. In Dubai, for example, what is the award you got for this?
In Dubai? So we've been selected among the 100 top innovations. You mean, what is one award? Prototypes for humanity. Prototypes for humanity. And they tackle any prototype that is good for humanity, for your well-being. So this is the objective. And there should be an innovation part inside of it. So yes, we covered all.
That is amazing. I wanted to highlight how this is not just one aspect. Like, this product has so many aspects that are true in the sustainability.
Yeah, and we've got in touch with the many possible investors who were really interested, because it's a multidisciplinary project. As you can say, one of multiple entities. Yeah.
That's great. And what about the other products you got some awards for?
The other product was about the low-fat crackers. I've been selected among 3,000 applicants from an international institution. I don't know if I can mention its name, but it was Mondelez International. And they wanted to come up with low-fat crackers. We've came up with a formulation. Also, we've treated the flour itself at the beginning to be able to generate this low-fat cracker. And we could have a cracker with 60% less fat.
Nice.
Yeah, and luckily it was more crunchy and it was more appealing to the consumer.
Yeah, that is a much needed tool for humanity. That's not for a snacking.
That's true.
So what other developments have you worked on in the regional food? Yeah, food. Our region has really specific food culture. True. Do you try to adapt to what is available, to what is local?
Definitely. So I'm an industry consultant, so I'm into contact with multiple industries in the region. My baby project at Miste, it was the nuts project. I've designed and I've conceived a whole process. So first I've conceived the machineries to extract the oil from the nuts. So using a very healthy technique. And this technique was patented. I have 2 registered patents, one for the process and the second for the product itself. And then whenever you extract the oil, the product would be flattened. So you have to come up with an innovative idea to without deteriorating the product itself. So the nutritional value was conserved. And instead of eating nuts, and the nuts, they contain up to 50 to 60% fat. So now these same nuts have 5% in fat.
What?
And 40 to 50% then protein content. So it's like a protein additive supplement. Instead of taking the shapes, you can take something that is really natural and it is crunchy, it's tasty. I'm gonna give you some.
So, for example, like this kind of project for the nuts, how is the process for you to develop to that? You start with the idea all the way to the implementation. Can you take that and scale it, for example?
Definitely. I've never had any innovative project without thinking of scaling it up because it is not viable, it's not commercial, it's not scalable. It doesn't worth it to come up and innovate on such.
Maybe it's not worth it, but there's a lot of people just innovating to throw these ideas on you to satisfy certain needs.
So if you're not satisfying a need in the society, and if you're not helping something to improve something, so it's not worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, and also it has to be implementable.
Definitely.
Not theoretical. Exactly. So it's not like a standard university research. You are taking as observing a regional habit or cultural habit, and seeing what is needed for it, creating the idea, and then also creating the solution.
Definitely. And we're working beyond the region even. So we're working in multiple US countries, and European countries, etc. So, it's like having results because they are commercial and viable and scalable. It's appealing to the investors.
Yes, viable and scalable. So, Joelle, if, for example, someone has an idea, when would you be the right consultant for them? So, what should be their project? Because they contact you, they come to us and say, please, we need to develop so and so. You heard me? Like, what is your ideal project?
Yeah. My ideal project or my ideal way of thinking, or where do I intervene?
Yes, like when would you be of the most curiosity to clients?
Actually, I start from scratch.
Okay.
So I do like a journey map to see my customer, where is the need. Sometimes industries, they don't know that they can innovate at this stage. I'm here at the clarification phase. And I move into ideation, and after ideation, prototyping and implementation, and later on scaling up, commercialization, etc. So I intervene at every single stage of the process. And usually whenever we clarify the idea, it is there, and we ideate, we start by doing a feasibility study to know what is the payback period, where is the return on investment, to see if we move forward or not either. So based on that, if everything happens in the right way, we can reach not the prototype, but the MVP, and later on the real product that's going to be sold later on.
That's amazing. And I think this is very much needed at this time where people need to innovate. And usually, factory, like business owners, investors, and even plant managers, they're so busy.
Yeah.
And they need to innovate, but they don't really have time.
But then they don't have the resources sometimes.
Yeah, externally.
Yeah.
as well.
You should have a design team in any order.
Not everyone, yeah, no. Or even sometimes the design team itself needs like that in external scope, let's call it. And since now we are really in this really competitive and cutthroat scene, innovation, like you say, it's not an option anymore. So I think this kind of consultancy is really valuable, and the ROI on it is really, like, if it's not super fast, but it's this really high, at least really high.
Yeah.
And you probably as well can cut through a lot of the time wasting or like back and forth thinking and risk. You can minimize risk because you have the knowledge to be able to really select and remove the ideas that are not viable. So this kind of consultancy really is the way for now, for the future, in case the factories or organizations don't have their team in-house.
They usually have their R&D team, but it's not enough to innovate and to take ideas further. So what we do as well, because of our expertise, we can reach the same goal with a shorter with the highest pace, with a shorter time. So sometimes in 6 months, we are being able to generate a prototype from zero idea, from scratch. So the idea is not there even. We ideate, we incubate, we accelerate, and in just 6 months we can be able to.
But you have the equipment to the prototyping?
We have. Sometimes we outsource. Sometimes we join forces with the investor, with the industry partner. And for the human resource or the expertise, it's there.
Yeah.
So it remains the equipment, the facilities, etc. The facilities are there at LEU. And that's what we can take it very, very fast. Regarding the money and the investment, sometimes we secure some grants from NGOs, from external parties, etc. So
is LEU
as for the client, for both, for the acceleration itself, for the incubation and acceleration, and for the industry partner, if we need to purchase an equipment or to design it, to manufacture it, etc.
Yep. And you can take projects from overseas. Do you think you would be efficient, let's say, as a value?
Yes, we can. Definitely we can. Regarding LEU, we have the New York campus. We can work across the New York campus, and in Lebanon, definitely we can implement multiple projects.
Yeah, there is a lot of innovation happening in Lebanon right now. So moving on to the innovation part, as you described yourself, as well as with your Harvard certification. How do you see innovation now into and again making it being such an intricate part of industry? So where is this leading?
May I link it to AI? And
yes, no, thank you for remembering.
No, really, because you see, people are talking about AI, about the fourth and the fifth industrial revolution, and so forth. Then may I ask you, who generated AI? Who conceived AI? It's a human being, yes. So without the innovation of the human being, you cannot get the AI. Now AI, it's a need that we have to know how to use it, because it may be misleading in some instances. So before we used to say you can innovate, it's optional. But now, as things are moving faster, the technologies are moving faster, the cybersecurity, the digitalization, the Internet of Things, and most of the technologies that fall within the Industrial Revolution, I think innovation would be the sixth Industrial Revolution.
No,
yeah, it's gonna be something really compulsory and mandatory to be able to survive, to sustain in the market, and to be competitive. And it should be dynamic. So I cannot innovate once and that's it. Fine.
No, it is like this already. Yeah, no. Yeah. And now, but I think what you're saying is we have to innovate within the Industry 5.0. Right.
Yeah, and within AI, to survive.
To survive. Does that apply also to manufacturing,
Definitely. That may be a lot to everywhere, in the higher education, in the industries, in the service companies, any type of industry, it is mandatory, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, great. So, Joelle, it's been really enriching discussing this with you and having your perspective on things. And I think we are arriving to a place where it is so obvious that in the food manufacturing industry, food and beverage and agro-food in general, innovation is a must. And to that effect, what would you say is the preparation needed? So, in terms of transformation to reach the stage where AI can be an integral part of an operation.
Thank you, Valerie, for this question. Actually, we need multiple aspects to sustain and create competitive edge. Starting from implementation of digitalization, Internet of Things, etc., etc. You have plenty of technologies within the fourth industrial revolution, and the fifth one, the AI, definitely. And then when you combine those with good lean manufacturing practices, with the sustainability practices, whether economic, social, or environmental practices, whenever you combine it with agile manufacturing practices, these are very essential components that would lead to higher operating performance and higher sustainability in the market, higher competitive edge, and also exposure, visibility is up it. Yeah. And I believe that we can help in that.
Yes, sure.
In every single aspect, from raw material to implementation of processes and industrialization onto the commercialization phase.
Great. Thank you so much, Joelle. If you have any questions, you can email, send us your questions for the brainstorming. We are available and we will share them with Joelle. Thank you to our viewers as well. I hope, and I'm sure you benefited as well as much as me from this session. Please be sure to follow us on social media, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and wait for the next episode of the Industrial Kingdom podcast. Thank you, Joelle.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.